Hello, today I'd like to introduce SVI and show you how it works. First, please let me briefly explain what SVI is. SVI is a command line tool that generates code. Unlike typical coding agent, it follows a structured predefined workflow. It generates a single source code file from a single specification file, but if your project contains many specifications, it will search and generate many of them one by one if needed. The specification contains the main prompt and can also include additional prompts as well as information from other source code files that are needed as dependencies. Based on this, SVI builds the final prompt, sends it to the LLM and writes the generated response back to the target file. That's how it works. SVI is open source and has a GitHub repository where you can find both the source code and the documentation. Let's get started. First, we need Node.js. I already have Node.js installed. Once it's available, we simply run npm install globally so that the SVI command is available from anywhere. This installs the tool. Now it's installed and we have the SVI command. We can check the version, view help and explore the available commands. The first step in a new project is running SVI init. This creates an SVI JSON configuration file. The only required value we need to set is the programming language. In this example, we'll use JavaScript. In principle, it can be any programming language. SVI simply sends prompts to an LLM for code generation. It doesn't perform language-specific validation, so you can use any language supported by your chosen model. The tool itself is written in TypeScript. Now we need a specification to generate our source code. In this example, we have one specification file that generates one source code file. Let's initialize a specification called calc for a calculator. SVI has generated a template. For a simple example, we only need to fill in two required fields. The first is the destination file calc.js. The second is the prompt. I've already prepared a prompt for our calculator. It should implement a command line calculator that supports addition, subtraction, and parentheses. The user enters an expression and receives the calculated result. The prompt also includes a few additional requirements about handling parentheses and operator precedence. That's all we need. Now let's generate the code. To do that, we need access to an LLM. We can use an API key from one of the supported providers, and we can use chat mode and simply copy and paste prompts manually. For these examples, I use an API key. I'll copy my configuration file. This file contains the model name and the API key. Example configuration files are provided in the documentation, and the reference includes more detailed examples for different providers, models, and parameters. Most popular LLM providers are already supported. Now we can generate the code by running SVI run. SVI is now building the prompt and sending it to the LLM. In this example, the prompt consists of our specification together with some system instructions and the selected programming language. The file has now been generated, so let's review it and test it. Has the generated source code implementing our calculator. Let's see whether it works. Looks good. Let's also try a few more expressions, including some more complex ones. The result is correct, so everything is working as expected. This was a simple introduction to SVI. In the next videos, we'll explore more advanced scenarios, including multiple prompts, additional dependencies, and other features. We'll also look at chat mode. Even without an API key, you can use SVI with ChatGPT or other AI chat assistants, including free ones. Thank you for watching. Bye!